Hey Tim.
Hello.
Well, I want to put that hair back, buddy.
Why?
Care about you. Well,
No, this just spins, you know?
oh, fair.
In a circle.
Yeah, nothing that can happen with that. What are you working on?
Well, I'm getting some text messages, and I know you're in the group chat.
Oh, yeah, we can't talk about that yet. I haven't seen those videos yet. My boy Tim's getting some hot water over here for the local government. No, it's a joke. You'll understand when you see the videos. My last day here, we are filming a video that you haven't seen yet about a car that Tim is building that is done today.
Yes.
It's very special. What's the Krulin? Everybody knows what it is.
I'm very excited to see it.
I went last night.
I heard it looks awesome and it sounds good.
Oh, bro. You guys, wait till you see the reveal of this car. You've seen the paint color, but with the wheels adjusting the ride height, it's all together. In the last stories video you saw, we got it running.
Yeah.
It has to go to, so I don't think I've told you this yet. It has to go to Sacramento to get a new wiring harness.
Really?
They said that there's a problem with a low voltage.
Oh, okay.
And we can drive it in the reveal video we filmed, but he's like, there's a problem with a lot of stuff, and it comes down to it's a 30-year-old wiring harness with a lot of cuts
and a lot of modifications.
Yeah, just a lot of dumb stuff. So you know what? They said for under $5,000, we can redo the whole car.
Oh, really?
So we got you. We'll send it up there. We'll get it all redone.
Now you have metal on you.
I've got metal inside me as well. Goldilocks. You guys don't love it. There's a lot of hate on this car, but I like that. I don't want to be neutral. I want to be bold. I want you to hate me or love me, but have an opinion. We did diagnose the issue, and it's not what you think. A lot of you guys are wrong in the comment section. There'll be a video on that, so I can't say more. But yeah, it's gonna have to go away and be fixed by somebody else. It's super hot and muggy here today in Compton. Damn. But back at home in Canada, I think it's actually raining and cold right now. The only car I have to drive at the moment is a Carrera Van GT. The Squadron Corsa got picked up. You'll see that in a vlog. I think tomorrow it goes out with Damon and Mia. Mia's back on the channel for some videos. There's a whole thing happening, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoy those videos, well, you're really gonna enjoy the next vlog with Damon and his daughter. They may have gone shopping, and I'll leave it with that. Other than that, prepping for the next block party. So Tuesday, the 13th of August, I think it's the 13th. It's the Tuesday before we leave. So I'm pretty sure it's the 13th, but just check your calendar. We are doing another block party, but we're doing it bigger. We're bringing in some help as far as like event planning. So we're gonna have more security, just make sure things don't go crazy, a better PA system, more food options, and the merch store will be open. I put a lot of pressure on a lot of people to make that happen. Ideally, we'll have a pop-up out here so it's easier to purchase things, but as a worst case, you have to go to the store. The pop-up makes sense because if you're already out here, it's right here. It'll help our sales. That requires additional steps. I think to make it really simple, which we need right now because we got a lot going on and it's obviously August and car week and gumball planning, all these things. The merch store will be right here. So we'll get some basic tables set up so that you can walk up, you can see it, and we'll have some grid set up here to have the items on display. I've got these panels that basically you hang off the roof and display all the items, and then have tables here with other things. You can walk up and buy something. A stupid problem to have that we have is that the Wi-Fi doesn't work out here. So I'd have to actually run a Cat 5 from one of those service points out here or run a router out here, which requires money and phone calls. And it's so bloody expensive. I told you guys in the last video, a $5,000 electricity bill, which I have to deal with. That can't be right. But the internet's like, you know, to bring somebody out here, it's gonna be $1,500. So to do this right, we're gonna have to make money off of it. Otherwise, it's just not gonna be sustainable. We're not gonna charge entry fee, don't worry. It's free to everybody come. But you know, we might have it down the road where we pay per car, maybe. Or we make money off the merch sales that covers the cost of doing it. We don't want to make a profit off this, but we can't lose a bunch of money because to hire an event company, like it's tens of thousands of dollars. People don't work for free. Security, lighting, audio. The food trucks, we don't pay them, they don't pay us. We just allow them to sell here and they make money. So that's not really a cost to us, but we want to do it right. We want to make it feel big. We want to have special guests, special cars. In fact, it might work out time-wise where the Bentley gets revealed on the block, the build I did during our block party. We learned a lot from the last one. The biggest issue was I missed a lot. So Damon was like, you know what? Let me run around and like chat with people and all that. You film, you cool? Like, yeah, cool. I filmed, but there's so much shit I missed because I was dealing with problems, which was why I need an event planner. And I just wasn't everywhere I needed to be where I wanted to be there. There was a limousine that came with twin turbos out the hood. Had no idea it was even here. So we're gonna definitely have multiple shooters to make sure that we capture the chaos. Because if you were here and you watched the video, you'd be like, it was way crazier in person. The video is much more tame. I wanna make sure if you can't be here due to geography or you have to work or whatever, you can experience what it's like to be on the block for a block party, because it's pretty hectic. And then the other piece to this is if we want to do like a little burnout pit, we're gonna have to get a forklift that can carry these K-rails and set up an enclosed area. That is a bigger insurance concern, because now you actually have, cars moving at speed, and there's a greater risk to the public. So with that, we'd have to have a proper waiver system, which with this you don't, because it's just outside of the event. But anything to do like a racetrack with cars moving where there's a risk of injury or even, God forbid, death, it's a whole other legal challenge that we're just not set up for yet. And we have to decide if we also want to take that on this early without a real solid plan. What's all this stuff? Let's notice this. Interesting. I don't even know where that came from. And good news, the city is done, the sewer's fixed. And ironically, I crashed the van right here and the city fixed it for me. So no harm, no foul. This is sealed off, no more stink. We get our parking lot back. They actually went and built all this as well, which is cool. So the nice thing now is I can have, look at this, someone's flying home. We can have all the cars lined up here consistently without this stupid thing in the way. You gotta think, this is a huge space. Now, for the store, we could, to make it easier, open up more of the interior of the building. Like this door here to the storage area, all of that I can section off because we have those key locks so people can't walk around the shop, safety concern. So you can enter the building through here and get to the merch store. That might be a quick and easy solution to allow people to actually experience it. Because I do want people to come in the building and see where it's being filmed. And we can park our cars in there with better lighting, get photo ops, things like that. There's a bug on my hand. Anyways, lots to do, never a dull moment here at DDE. All right guys, let's plan this event together. These doors close and lock, that door close and lock. So this will all be open, closed and locked. People can enter through that door there. We can have some cars on display. Obviously, we have to clean up all this junk everywhere and make sure it's all clean. Run the fan, get some lights on. And then this would be open through here. Again, more cars on display. So we could obviously have all the DD cars in here and then some of our other friends maybe, some special cars, figure out how to fill the space. And then through here would be the merch store. Now it doesn't look like much has changed because nothing's really changed. However, let me tell you, things are happening. Like this is getting built out this week. Painters are coming. There's gonna be a wrap on that wall. There's gonna be some fixtures and some furniture and all these things and some really cool elements that's happening, like stat. So people can enter through the block that way, as well as this roll-up door here. People can access that, also this door here. But we'll have to have security, obviously, to make sure that's, safe and controlled. And, you might have to do it where you only let, say, 50 people in at a time so it doesn't get overwhelming. And, heaven forbid someone gets hurt or someone starts to steal something or shit happens. So let's not be gullible and make sure we're protected. Not like losing merch, but making sure people are safe, more importantly. By the way, if you're wondering, Happy Jewers made this for me years ago, and I never really had the confidence to wear it. I just felt like it didn't suit me. And some of you will make fun of me for it, and that's okay. You can do whatever you want. But I kind of like the look of it. I appreciate it more now. But also the fact that it's real diamonds, real white gold, like they put serious money into it. It's a very kind gesture. So I started wearing it a little bit. We need AC in here. Yeah, that's the other issue, guys, is that there's no AC. We need AC in here.
It's hot in here.
This is our store. It's gonna be uncomfortable for people.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to open the door, turn all the fans on.
It won't be as bad at night. We have to get a cool boss in here.
Yeah, put a cool box in here, but then, I don't know, with all the humidity, I don't know if that would...
Be awful.
Might.
What'd you get for lunch?
Some Jersey Mike's.
Damn.
Yeah.
You offered, I declined.
And now you wish you...
Now I live in regret. You enjoy your lunch. I'm gonna go in the dark hallway here and cry. Security. Oh. What are you doing?
Hey Dave,
Good to see you, buddy.
welcome to SR Auto Group of Companies.
You guys are doing this the right way?
Yeah, we're using 2x4s.
What are you doing to your Bugatti today?
It's making noises from the brakes.
Really?
Yep. So we are going to, or when I say we, I mean Mark is going to take the rear brakes apart, clean them up a bit, and then make the noise go away until the new parts arrive.
Probably just dust.
I don't know what it is, but it sucks.
The wing, it's funny how slowly it makes its adjustments. Go back to the top position.
That's a hydraulic pressure that's just releasing, so it releases it really slow. It's like a plane mechanism.
Would you ever sell this car, or is this your life car? No, you can't sell it.
This one I can't.
No.
I have it
Oh
on
my God.
I have it on my shirt.
Why are you holding on to me?
Okay.
The Maybach? These things, what's cool is they're cheap now.
Yes, very.
The 57S is like the weird transition of Maybach before Mercedes took over completely.
57 and the 62, both of them.
Is this yours?
No, this is little Kevin's.
What?
Yeah, he bought it from Japan, and he found a white-on-white one that he really wanted, and you got to see this thing. It's amazing. Let me get the...
Oh my God, you guys. So, Maybach was not originally owned by Mercedes. And they wanted to be like the Bentley Rolls-Royce level. And this is, I don't know the background specifically of this car Ray can share with me, but a very controversial design. Take a look at the headlights. Quite ugly, to be fair. And then Mercedes bought them, and now it's basically just like a trim level, but it's a Mercedes. But did Mercedes build this car for Maybach back then?
No.
So it's not Mercedes at all?
Maybach was Maybach.
So what's the engine in this thing then?
It is a Mercedes V12.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the car was built by Maybach.
Yeah.
It wasn't the
Yeah,
collab thing.
it was a complete different company at that point.
I love it.
Yeah. I just realized that we're putting the stereo in it, so half of it's missing.
Oh, I love that even more now.
Yeah.
So you can see the rear AC lines.
But you got to look at the back.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and what year would this be?
This is a 2008, I believe.
Okay, so we're almost 15 years old. It was actually 16 years old. Factory carbon.
Yeah. Look on the ceiling. The gauge cluster.
Oh my God, you can see. I love this. So what would a car like this be worth today?
This one landed, I believe, was about 80 grand Canadian, so 60 grand.
That's still real money for a car. That'd be really hard
Yeah.
to sell.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
who's buying these besides Kevin?
There's a few and far between. The 62Ss of this version, which are a little bit longer and have the divider, those are pretty cool.
And DJ Khaled had one with the roof opened up, right?
So that's the long delay version.
Got it.
And that one still is, anybody who has it is a ball.
Yeah, that's real money. Wow. Taillights, what a weird design.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the most prettiest car, but it still looked like an S-Class of that jet.
Hold on. The guy at the end of the runway LAX fixed my Bentley, and we're back here in Richmond at the end of the runway. I got the weirdest place fixed the Bentley. You'll see it in the video. Yeah, it's wild. Okay, this is cool. You don't have any S-Classes right now, do you?
I don't. I am in the process of getting a new one.
For you?
myself, yeah.
The new S63?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I can lose 100 grand pretty quick
Why would you do that?
because it's just so nice.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in person
Yeah, I
yet.
was thinking of grabbing one and driving to Monterey actually.
Really?
Yeah. But
What cars are you bringing to Monterey?
Nothing crazy.
Really?
My G cab and maybe the Veyron, but doubt it.
Where are you staying? You want to stay with us? I got a house.
Where'd you get the house?
Yeah, I got a house at 10 bedroom or 5 bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms has 6 beds.
Why would you tell me this now? Like a week prior.
I rented it last night
Oh.
because it's DD, baby. Every day super unorganized.
Crazy.
Well, you been well? You good?
I don't like this camera right in my face.
I know, but I'm trying to film a story with my father-in-law's in a beer in half an hour. We're going for lunch together, and my fiance is writing her real estate exam today.
Oh, really?
She's gonna be a realtor in Kelowna.
What time? What time is her exam? Should we freak her out?
We are
and just
not
message
going to
her?
do anything like that. She's been stressed. So in British Columbia, they changed everything. It's super hard now.
Yeah.
It has an 80% fail rate.
Ooh.
Because everyone wanted to be a realtor and they start selling houses. So they go, okay, ethics came into play in a big
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And the passing rate is 70%. So anyways, she's doing that, and then we have a weekend together in Victoria.
Yeah.
Got my kids next week, and a little bit R&R before car week, which will be crazy. But we have a house, and in that house is Nico,
Yeah.
Mr. JWW,
Yeah.
Jason from PFS and his brother,
Yeah.
and then the Swedish Fish. Under and Eric from
Oh.
Sweden are coming.
Yeah.
So we got 10 guys in the house with 2 bathrooms.
Where is it? Is it in
Salinas, sorry.
Salinas, yeah.
It's a half-hour drive, but like,
Whatever.
I got it for $8,000. The first one was 16, found another one for 8.
When you think about it, my hotel room was $4,000.
So it worked out to $800 a person for a week in Monterey.
Yeah, that's
There's a reason why we're doing that. And then on the 13th, the Tuesday before, we're throwing a huge block party. Like we have an event company. That FaceTime
Yeah.
or that
That-
Zoom
that, yeah.
was for the event.
So you're having another block party?
A big one, but proper this time. The first one was a test. This next one's actually going to have like things
The
in place.
first one was pretty deadly.
We're going to add elements to it every time, but we need to do it slowly because we're learning.
Okay.
And it's expensive. Like those companies, I went to an event the other night for Topgolf,
Yeah.
and that budget, allegedly, off the record, was like almost $1 million.
Jesus. $1 million for an event?
Yep. But literally, they had like 10 open bars
Yeah.
serving like Grey Goose and Woodford Reserve, like top
Yeah.
shelf stuff,
Yeah.
and food, and like they built stages. There's a skate ramp. It was wild. And Topgolf was releasing their new club that anyone can golf. So this new design they came up with, this new club where you can walk in there and smash balls all day
Okay,
long.
so it's a,
Promoting that.
It's a product.
And it was an invite only, so it was all influencers and industry people, and
Yeah.
it was sponsored by Visa and Cash App and
Yeah.
Pepsi.
So for your block party, you can't do like liquor or something.
No, there'll be no
Obviously
liquor,
not, right?
but we can have like things. It'd be cool. No one's ever done this for the automotive industry before. No one, in LA anyway. So we will become like the epicenter for car culture.
That's cool.
So basically, DD will be like a melting pot. So the idea is like on a Sunday morning or a Friday or whatever day, you and your buddies want to go for a drive up Angeles Crest. Where do you meet? DD first. Grab a coffee from a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Maybe grab some merch if you want. Check out, hang out. There'll be couches. It'll be a vibe. It won't be like a store where it's just come buy shit.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's a vibe. Come hang out, right?
Hang
Be
out, say hi to
respectful.
everybody, yeah.
Chill. Come check out some of the cars.
Yeah.
Race cars for you is giving us race cars. So we have an LMP3 car. We're getting an Indy car. We'll have an F1 car there eventually.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can see some cool shit. But in that way, it's like the car scene's so scattered now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get cars together.
Yeah.
But even now, when we do a night drive, it's like people got over it.
You mean like you can't get enough guys together?
No
to
no
do
one
it?
does anything anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of guys sold their cars. A lot of guys went broke. I mean, as we know. Oh, let me ask you this question: How's the used car market for exotics right now?
Horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I made a video about market crash, and people were like, "Oh, it's clickbait." I'm like, "No, it's crashing."
Yeah, it's not to the extent that maybe you're thinking, but it just depends what group of cars. Collectible cars
Well,
are still gonna be
that is different. I'm talking
If
Huracan
we're talking about
570.
Huracans, 458s, 570s, blah blah blah.
Trash.
Everybody who bought one and thought they were baller, and now we're returning them.
G wagons.
G
G-Wagons. I took a haircut on mine.
wagons, even a lot of Rolls Royces. I know that people bought them in the
The Cullinans.
Collins,
Ooh.
yeah, exactly. That's,
You know what's actually done okay for some weird reason is the newer like 2020 up Continental GT. In the US, they're still trading for what I bought mine for.
I don't know if so. It has to do with how many was made.
Right.
Any car is like that, but G wagons, they pumped them out.
Well, they stopped
Throwing
making them. Everyone thought they weren't going to make them anymore.
So they started buying at ridiculous numbers. I remember 400 grand Canadian. They were doing what, 250, 300 US. Like it was just ridiculous.
For not a special car, like mass-produced
No,
Mercedes
there's
product.
not- but so what I deal in, and you guys know this, is usually the hypercar segment, right?
Yeah.
So, and everything's numbered, and I've told you guys this before. Anything that's numbered, 230, 25, whatever, all these small numbered cars, there's always going to be a billionaire to buy one of
Yeah.
those. Right? Or
Yeah.
or a multi-millionaire, not a guy that's taking out lease payments to grab the car.
Sure, that's the Urus 570 Huracan 458 488
488.
F8.
Even the 296s. I've seen SF90s.
Those dropped by
those
half.
have chopped right in half.
So the question is this, and you know, we have people that I can't say because it's part of a video, guys, and let's give it away. There's somebody I know that wants to buy their first supercar, and the question is like, well, what's the bottom of the market? And the answer is, who knows?
So here's something that you got to think about. If you're buying your first supercar, and this is just plainly my opinion, you pick a car that there's interest in all around. You don't go just buy a car because it's a supercar. Now, I'm not a big fan of certain McLarens and what have you. Let's say a 570. You keep bringing it up. That to me is a very entry level.
Yeah, it's a sports car.
Yeah, exactly, right? So if you're coming into the market, you get the best that you can afford at the time, right? But don't buy one just to say you bought one.
Yeah.
Because the second you do that, that's where you're going to lose money. If
And you won't love it. Like you'll love it the first week, but if you don't
Yeah.
actually love the car, you'll be like, why did I do this?
So what's always happened to me, Dave, is when I was younger, I would go buy a car. I would want the car that was up here. I could only afford the car that was down here.
Yeah.
Right? I would buy this car thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I'll get this car one day, blah, 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 blah. I would buy this one, I would drive it for 3 weeks. I'd put like 20, 30 grand in parts on it and this and that to try and make it this car. And it would never get there. I'd sell this car, lose money, and eventually go get this car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you can't do it right now, hold up.
Yeah.
Right? But if I was to buy something now, 458s are great. 430s are back on a swing.
They are?
Yeah, like look at the cars that are back on, they've already hit their bottom.
Yeah.
430s are a great investment in my opinion. Great cars, I've always loved them, you guys know that. 458s have gotten down to a point where they're really, really inexpensive. Gallardos, believe it or not. I feel like those are coming right back up.
Yeah.
Right? These are the cars you got to look at. Yeah, they don't have the same creature comforts and whatever of a Huracan or a 488 or what's.
Yeah, but the Gallardo's a classic roofline, man. I love that
That's
car.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of car, you spend not next to nothing, but for an entry-level car, at least you know you have some driving out of it, and at the end of it, you might get your money back, or you won't lose the 100 grand that you're gonna lose if you go buy something crazy right now.
And I think that's where people get into trouble is they want things like the 570 because the doors go up and there's a theatrics. Whereas a car like this or that Porsche over there, solid bets.
So that's the thing. Even the newer Porsches, maybe not a solid bet like a 19 or whatever, but let's say a 997, like a GT3 RS.
So what year is that car over there?
That's a 2010.
Is it really?
Yeah, so that's
Let's
a
go look at it
2010.
actually.
And
is that yours?
No, I just sold it. It was mine. So this car right here is a, I don't know, 3 years ago, $150,000 car. Right? Now it's trading for almost 500 grand Canadian.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So it's the last year manual Metzger engine.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So this is one of the most special cars. I have a gray one inside as well. But this is the kind of car. A lot of people want the flash, and this obviously doesn't have the flash. But the Porsche guys,
Yeah, they
know
love 'em.
exactly what this is.
I had no idea the values went that crazy, especially in this market.
Yeah, so this is, both of mine are going to the US. This was for a very good collector. The blue and the gold is very rare. I believe there's 26.
So this is all factory?
This is all factory, yeah.
Wow, what a car.
Yeah, so there is, I believe either 26 or 36 of this color combination, period.
Yeah.
So, and that's the special ones. It's a GT3 RS. And there's so much to say about this car. It's just,
So when Gabriel bought his RS off you for nothing, did he do well on that?
yeah. Well, it depends what you do well. A lot of that car did its cyclical
Cycles,
motion,
yeah.
right? When he bought it, it was at almost the bottom.
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to say how much he bought it for.
It was a good price,
But
I
it was
remember.
a very good price, and that was I had bought it because my customer went out of town.
Yeah.
He got it. Now he could probably make 60, 70 grand off that car.
After driving for years and then loving it.
Like, yeah, 3 years he's been loving it. He still drives it. He's still enjoying it. Like, that's the kind of step you want to make.
Should you buy a car for an investment?
No, unless you have extra money. Like any investment, guys. I'm not a crazy.
You diversify. If
investor.
you have the cash, like
If you have the cash,
it's like crypto. Like we put money in crypto, knowing that if we lose it, well, at least we don't have FOMO. We didn't do it saying this is all money I have,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna make
You
money on
never
crypto.
put all your eggs
Even
in
though
one
we're up
basket.
100%. We bought. Well, I think we bought 26,000 a coin.
yeah,
We bought a few.
26,000. Yeah, so
Or 31,000. I can't remember. Running
whatever,
there.
you're
It was
still
half what it
double.
is now.
Yeah, you're double, yeah. But point is, like, buying a car for an investment. If you have multiple cars, whatever, and you want to buy something, put it in the garage, enjoy it once in a while.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that do that because they have stocks, because they have land, because they have whatever.
Yeah,
But
why
buying
not?
a car to see the price go up while you're living in a rental apartment or you're in a basement suite.
Well, a lot of guys in LA, not to call anybody out, a lot of people I know that have Huracans,
Yeah.
600 LTs, cars like that, have a little cheap apartment, and they have, say, a rent $2,800, $3,000, and a $4,000 lease, and it's a return lease, not a buyout
You're
lease.
not buying it up.
So you're literally just burning the money. And people in our audience get confused sometimes. Like, our cars are leased, but they're our cars. We can't give them back. And why would you? If you lease this car and your buyout was 60 grand, it's worth 400. Why the hell would you give it back?
Unless you don't have 60 grand. See, that's, and I'm not
Yeah,
talking
I
about
suppose-
You,
I
I'm not
suppose.
talking about you guys. I'm talking
But you
about
can go
in
find
general.
some quick money. I guess not now. It's hard now.
No, but what you could do is, if it's worth, let's say, 200-300 grand, and you have a 60 grand buyout, well, you never give it back.
No, you sell it.
You sell it.
Yeah.
You get your equity and put it in your
Because
pocket.
the way it works is you own the equity. So while it's leased, I can at any point sell it through the leasing company,
Yeah.
which for us is August Motor Cars, and then the equity is ours. So I think in the US, people see it as like they have these things where you pay $60,000 up front for a year lease on the Urus and get it back.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Those are called single pay leases.
Insane.
You just want to drive it. You pay the whole year.
Yeah,
in
pay it up
payments,
front.
and then you floss for 1 year. But it is.
Or
what
like
it is.
4 guys, they do this a lot in Miami. 4 guys will buy 1 Urus, get a week each.
Really?
Yeah, and they plan all their dates for that week. Oh yeah. Yeah, the airport's busy now. It's getting warm out here too. We already have there's some car tips with Uncle Raymond who's been in the industry for like how many years in the industry, right?
30 now.
So 30 years in the industry, and that's who you want to take advice from. Not the guy on Instagram who sells a course on buying exotic cars. Like people that have done it, they've seen the ups and downs. But also remember, there's ups and downs, and tomorrow something could change.
Let me tell you, Dave, I have taken hits myself. Terrible hits. My 6x6, great example. Bought it for $1.2 million, sold it for $800,000. Right? Like, and that wasn't even a long time ago. That was a year ago. Right? So you guys, you just have to watch the ups and downs and whatever.
And
Just,
don't buy cars for an investment unless you have lots of money.
yeah, exactly. Unless you got so much money and you don't care, smash it into a wall.
For example, this CLS 550.
Yeah.
The value on this the past 3 years hasn't changed at all. It's the same price. They're
absolutely-
$40,000 Canadian.
Depends what car. This is older. You're talking a new one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How much is this one?
This one's probably at $10,000-$11,000.
No, for this?
Yeah, it's like
I buy that all day long for 10 grand Canadian. That's a gorgeous car. But you find cars at the bottom of their depreciation and maintaining them, they kind of just hold steady.
And if they're old school cars that have a following, a lot of Benzes, a lot of old like the Lambos,
Yeah.
and the older Ferraris are doing really well lately. Porsches will forget it. If you can get your hand on one, grab it and what have you. But those are the kind of stuff you want, especially if you're an enthusiast and you like tinkering and stuff like that. You do that. You get the cars, you enjoy them while you have them, and then when you're moving on, maybe you'll put a couple bucks in your pocket, but chances are you won't lose that much.
And that's why I'm at a point now, I've talked about it in the main channel, maybe that video's not out yet. I'm probably gonna flog the TRX
Yeah,
and get an S63 because they came down.
a lot.
Yeah, so now it's like, okay, now you can get a nice one for like 60
Yeah,
Canadian,
60.
and it was 90 a year ago.
Yes, 80 grand you get like the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll get a 2019 facelift, nice interior, blah blah blah, and it's free for what you get.
Oh man, for that car was what, over 200 new?
240 grand a year, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So that's the thing I'll do. I've always wanted one, but I was like, it's not. I just don't want to lose money. It's for me. It's this thing in my head where it's like personal vehicle. I'm like, I don't want to lose. It's not about the money. I just don't want to lose.
So here's the thing. As a car dealer, I've been in the aftermarket industry forever, right? But as a car dealer, the second you buy a car, you can never enjoy it. This Veyron, it's for me. I bought it because I wanted to drive it. I wanted to own whatever. But all I do when I get into this stupid car is watch the mileage.
Yeah, because on a car like that, it's real money.
And the mileage, I'm not worried about the oil changes and whatever because we have the parts, we have Martin, we have a lot of ways to do the right thing here. But as the mileage goes up, in my brain as a car dealer, the value goes down.
So how much? I mean, this is a hard question. What's a mile worth in that car driving in depreciation? $100, $200.
So here's the thing. This is a terrible example because I think even if I put another 5,000 miles on this car, the car has I think 12,000 miles on it.
Damn.
It's still gonna be worth what it's worth, $1.5 million.
Okay, so you had some buffer in there.
Yeah, so I have room on a car like this. But if you look into any
Let's
other,
walk over there.
Any other car like the GT3s or the what's it called? Any type of mileage costs you money. Period. Any type of mileage. Like and I don't know what number I could put on it exactly, but mentally,
Yeah.
in my head when I'm driving it, I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't go here because I'll waste this many kilometers. And
Can you not do in your head? This is what I did. The Squadra Corsa. I'm like, I'll never sell it.
Yeah.
It's a company car. One day I'll put it in my name.
Yeah.
But I don't care because I'm never gonna sell it. So mileage means nothing.
Yeah.
Can you do that with that car in your head?
I can, but there is one thing that you gotta understand. Squadra Corsa, how much is it worth? 300 grand?
No,
400?
I mean, who knows? They don't really sell.
Okay, let's say 250.
Sure, 250 Canadian.
250 Canadian, right? That, sure, no problem. But once you're getting into millions.
Yeah, but your net worth's more than mine. So I would say it's the same based on
fine,
percentage.
Let's say the ratio is the same.
Yeah.
Okay? To me, if shit hits the fan,
Right.
the world explodes or I can't afford it.
There's another COVID with no government help this time.
Yes.
They don't drop rates, COVID happens,
Nothing
it'll
and
ends.
I need money. I have to go turn to this car.
You do.
And say, hey, I need the money out of this.
Yeah.
Like saying that I want to keep it forever. Well, I want to keep it forever.
If
as
things
long
stay
as
good.
everything stay.
And that's what the Squadron course I said, like, well, if things tomorrow got really bad, well, of course, if my kids are starving, I'm not going to keep my Lamborghini.
Exactly.
But the idea is to work hard so you can keep the car. And that spec is gorgeous.
And
like,
the reason I bought
what a
that
car.
was, so I bought a European spec, so I couldn't even ship it to the US because it's not 25 years old. I did it all so I couldn't sell this car,
Right.
right? But I didn't realize that everybody would love the spec in Canada and want to buy it. That's why I don't even leave it here anymore.
I should have stopped him putting it up there, and you should have given Papa D, my father-in-law, riding that thing. It's too bad I should have waited. He's going to be here in a minute.
It's too late. Well, when you get back.
When I get back, because he would, I mean, what's that market value in Canadian dollars today?
$2 million.
$2 million.
So 1.5 US is what?
That's it's
So
insane.
Houston has a 2006 Manny's old car, the white and
Yep,
blue one.
yep.
He's selling that one right now for $1,450, and that's a 06 with 22,000 miles. This is an 08 with 12,000 miles.
Great car. And I get it. Like, that will be the McLaren F1 in 20 years.
It is. Like, it is the car that started the hypercar.
Super limited.
Yeah.
When it came out, everyone was like, why would they make this? I remember in a magazine back when that was a thing, it's like 4 turbochargers, they called it 12 radiators, including the intercoolers, things like that, and the oil coolers. And it was the first car after the the F1 wasn't a million, was it? It was new? It was just
I don't
shy.
remember how much
This is the first $1 million car.
Yeah, and the first
And they lost
1,000
on every car.
And they lost 2 point something million on every car from what I heard or what I read, I don't remember. But this to me is when I had $0.
That was the poster car.
This came out. And I remember I was pissed off, upset when I was young. Well, what is that? 2018, that's what, 15 years. I was like, how the hell will I ever afford $1 million car?
And then they have when you own it outright.
And now it's sitting right there. And that's why I don't.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's there. It just showed
What
up.
the fuck are you doing to me? There's my car out there. It's a 2019.
That's S65, bro.
Oh, I don't want that. That's too much money.
Oh, that's.
That's the one that I drove. It's
blue
why is
one.
it background?
Yeah, no, I'm giving it to a friend of mine.
What friend? Giving or selling?
Selling.
Yeah. Here's some perspective to end it with this. This is a long take. $2 million car owned outright. If you took that money and put it in a safe investment at 5% a year, you have a $100,000 a year income off that investment, never touching the principal.
Yeah.
So if you were living within your means and had some good investments, maybe in real estate, you could retire.
Yeah.
If you just sold that car. That's how much money $2 million is.
But I'm not trying to retire
No,
all
I
my
know.
cars. I'm trying to build business, and that car
For
to
sure.
me is one of the things that puts a smile on my face to continue this business.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not an easy business. You know how car business
That's
is.
Damon and the Senna. Is it the smartest car from a content perspective? No, but it makes him really happy.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You can't just do this all the time.
And not have those things that's like-
have the one thing that drives you, right? And to me, that's what drives you. For
that's gorgeous.
Damon, it's the Senna, and I don't know what the Squadron course is what you like, and
Yeah, I love the Squadron Corsa, but I do want to get the next big thing. I never really had a heavy car before, and I don't know what that looks like right now, and I'm not hinting at anything. But what is the next car that really drives me? My taste is pretty simple, man. I like cars that don't have to stress about the money. Like a car that's like,
that's kind of tough. That means you're not getting much of a car. If
Well-
you're not stressed about the money, it's not heavy enough.
yeah, but my brain works differently. I just thought I saw a car moving. I must be tired, but I felt just for a second at my corner of my eye, I saw that.
No, it's not.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
It's
If
terrifying
if
putting that thing
I
up there.
did, I'd learn a lesson, wouldn't I? A very
No, we don't even joke about that. But the engine's in the back, and it's more. Doesn't that look like it's off?
It is. It's but we haven't put the post on. That's why it's not all the way up yet. We put a post on the back of the motor. So
Jesus, that's terrifying.
yeah.
All right, guys, that's 25 minutes with Uncle Raymond.
How easy was that?
My arm's sore.